Hi, hello everyone. Good morning to you all. Let's see the key highlights of each article and key themes which have high chances of coming in the upcoming exams. The first article from today's newspaper, The Hindu, was this Supreme Court weighs SOP for urgent cases affecting life and liberty. On this, what are the key highlights of this article? Supreme Court is considering a standard operating procedure for urgent constitutional cases involving life and personal liberty. The court has observed that constitutional remedies must remain available even during court vacations and weekends. The move aims to prevent delays in hearing habeas corpus and other urgent petitions, and SOP may standardize listing procedures across constitutional courts, reinforces the constitutional role in protecting fundamental rights. Now we will see key themes which have high chances of coming in the upcoming exams related to this article. The key themes are like Article 21, right to life and personal liberty, constitutional remedies, habeas corpus, judicial access, and Supreme Court procedures. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to second most important article from page number 1 was government summons Iran NOA after missile hit kills Indian sailor in Strait of Hormuz. Now we will see the key highlights. India summoned the Iran NOV after an Indian sailor was killed in a missile strike near the Strait of Hormuz. India expressed concern over maritime security and safety of Indian nationals. Next, the incident highlights growing tensions in West Asia. The Strait of Hormuz remains critical for global energy supplies, and India continues diplomatic engagement while safeguarding national interest. Now we will see key themes related to these articles are like India-Iran relations, Strait of Hormuz, maritime security, energy security, and West Asia geopolitics. These are the key highlights related to key themes related to this article. Now move on to third most important article from page number 1 was India bans import of forced labor products. The key highlights of this article are India has prohibited imports of goods produced using forced labor. The move promotes ethical trade and responsible supply chains. It aligns Indian trade practices with international labor standards. The policy strengthens fair competition and global commerce. It reflects India's commitment to human rights in trade. Now we'll see key themes. Key themes are ethical trade, labor rights, international trade, WTO related trade practices, and supply chain governance. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to page number 2. There are two important articles from this page. The first important article was audit flags 14 government schools for demolition, 7 get nod. The key highlights of this article are the Delhi government has identified 14 government schools for demolition after structural safety audits. Most of these buildings are around 40 years old and were found structurally unsafe. 7 schools have already been received demolition approval, while proposals for the remaining schools are under review. Students will be shifted to nearby schools or temporary arrangements during reconstruction. The initiative is part of improving school infrastructure and ensuring student safety. Next, we will see key themes related to this article are public infrastructure development, school education reforms, disaster risk reduction in public buildings, urban governance, and public assets management. These are the key themes which have high chances of coming in the upcoming exams. Next, we will see next important article from page number 2 was this one. Hussain was part of mob driven by animus against Hindus. The key highlights of this article are: Delhi court observed that former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain was part of a mob allegedly motivated by communal hostility during the 2020 Delhi riots. The court denied bail while citing the seriousness of the allegation. The observations relate to charges conducted with the 2020 North-East Delhi riots. The case continues under the judicial process and trial. The matter highlights issues relating to communal violence and criminal justice. Now we will see key themes. Key themes are like rule of law, criminal justice system, bail jurisprudence, communal violence, and internal security. These are the key themes related to this article. These are the two important articles from page number 2. Next, move on to page number 3. Page number 4. There is no article from page number 3, so we'll see page number 4 analysis. There are 4 important articles here. The first important article was West Bengal withdraws plea in Supreme Court against High Court verdict nexing OBC status of 77 caste. The key highlights are: West Bengal government has withdrawn its appeal in the Supreme Court against the Calcutta High Court judgment cancelling OBC status of 77 castes. The state cabinet decided to withdraw the appeal filed by the previous government. The High Court had ruled that the inclusion of these communities violated constitutional principles governing reservation. Next, the state indicated that it would undertake a fresh exercise to identify socially and educationally backward classes. The issue relates to constitutional provisions governing affirmative action and reservation. Now we'll see key themes related to this article are like reservation policy, OBC identification, social justice, constitutional equality, and judicial review. These are the key themes related to this article. Move on to next important article from page number 4 are like illegal Bangladeshi nationals issued needs bilateral solution, not pushback drama, says Akhil Gogoi. The key highlights of this article are: Assam MLA Akhil Gogoi argued that the issue of illegal Bangladeshi migrants should be addressed through bilateral engagement with Bangladesh. He criticized unilateral pushback actions and called for diplomatic solutions. The issue remains linked to border security, migration management, and humanitarian concerns. Effective coordination between India and Bangladesh was emphasized. The debate also touches upon citizenship and border governance. Now we will see key themes are India-Bangladesh relations, border management, illegal migration, internal security, and humanitarian issues. Now move on to next most important article of page number 4 was this one. Amid 10-day Haryana SIR survey extension, Gurugram tops list for pending submission. The key highlights of this article are: Haryana extended the timeline for the Special Intensive Revision SIR survey by 10 days. Gurugram recorded the highest number of pending submissions. The revision aims to improve the accuracy of electoral roll. Electoral roll verification is essential for free and fair elections. The Election Commission continues voter verification exercises. Now we will see key themes are electoral reforms, Election Commission, electoral roll revision, voter registration, and democratic governance. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next most important article from page number 4 was this one. Bengal government allocates over 1000 crore of border fencing. Now we will see key themes. The West Bengal government allocated more than 1000 crore for the border fencing. The objective is to strengthen security along the India-Bangladesh border. Border fencing helps curb illegal migration, smuggling, and cross-border crimes. The initiative complements national border management efforts. Improved infrastructure enhances surveillance and security. Now we will see key themes. The key themes are border security, infrastructure development, internal security, India-Bangladesh border, and national security. Next, move on to next important article. From page number 5. There are two important articles from this page. The first important article was ex-SCRT had held over errors in textbook. The key highlights are: the Odisha Police Crime Branch arrested the former director of State Council of Education, Research and Training (SCRT) over alleged irregularities in school textbooks. The case relates to serious errors found in school textbooks supplied to government schools. The investigation alleges lapses in quality control, proofreading, editing, and monitoring during textbook preparation. The issue has raised concern about accountability in education governance. Next, the case highlights the importance of maintaining quality standards in public education. Now we will see key themes. The key themes are educational governance, school education reforms, institutional accountability, quality control in public administration, and education policy implementation. These are the key themes which have high chances of coming in the upcoming exams. Now we will see next important article. The posters of Akhilesh Mulayam in skull caps spark war of words between SP and BJP. The key highlights are like posters featuring Akhilesh Yadav and the late Mulayam Singh Yadav wearing skull caps triggered a political controversy between the Samajwadi Party SP and the BJP. BJP criticized the posters while SP defended them as attempts to portray inclusivity. The issue reflects political messaging ahead of elections. The controversy is part of ongoing electoral narratives in Uttar Pradesh. No major policy, constitutional governance, or legislative developments is involved. Next, the key themes are electoral campaign, political communication, identity politics, democratic politics, and election narratives. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next page. It is page number 6. There are 5 important articles from this page. The first one is this one. Supreme Court set to hear GBA's plea to postpone Bengaluru polls. The key highlights are: Supreme Court will hear the Greater Bengaluru Authorities GBA plea seeking postponement of Bengaluru civic body election. GBA argued that election cannot be conducted before August 31st because what delimitation and administrative restructuring are incomplete. The Karnataka High Court had earlier declared to postpone the elections. The matter concerns democratic representation and local self-governance. Supreme Court is expected to decide whether elections should proceed as scheduled. Next we will see key themes. Key themes are urban local bodies ULBs, constitutional status of municipalities, election process, delimitation and judicial review. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to article number 2 of page number 6 was this: Union government bans herbicide Paraquat. The key highlights are: Union government has banned the herbicide Paraquat due to serious health and environmental concern. Paraquat has been linked to fatal poisoning and occupational health risk. The ban aims to improve farmer safety and reduce hazardous pesticide exposure. Safe alternatives are expected to replace the chemical. The decision aligns with sustainable agricultural practices. Now, key themes related to this article are hazardous chemicals, sustainable agriculture, pesticide regulation, environmental health, and farmer safety. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next most important article from page number 6 was this one: bodies of 3 AP tourists brought to their home. The key highlights are: the mortal remains of 3 Andhra Pradesh tourists were brought back after a drowning incident. Authorities coordinate rescue and transportation efforts. Highlights the importance of disaster response and emergency coordination. Local administration assisted affected families. No major policy or institutional remains was announced. The key themes are disaster response, emergency management, and public administration. These are the key themes. Next, move on to next important article was: we didn't leave heavy debt, asserts Pinarayi. The key highlights are: Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan defended his government's fiscal record. He rejected allegations that the previous government left an excessive debt burden. The debt revolves around public debt, fiscal management, and state finances. Fiscal sustainability remains a major governance issue. State finances continue to be an important policy decisions. Next key themes are public debt, fiscal debt, state finances, fiscal responsibility, and public expenditure. These are the key themes. Move on to next important article. This one: Telangana weavers present silk saree that fits into a matchbox to AP temple. The key highlights are: a Telangana handloom weaver presented an ultra fine silk saree that fits inside a matchbox to a temple in Andhra Pradesh. The saree showcases exceptional traditional weaving skills. The achievement highlights India's rich handloom heritage, and it promotes preservation of traditional craftsmanship. Such innovations support artisans and cultural tourism. The key themes are Indian handloom, traditional craft, GI products, and cultural heritage and textile sector. These are the key themes related to this article. Next, move on to next most important article from page number 7. There are two important articles here. The first important article was UP RERA clarifies GST refund mechanism for home buyers. Uttar Pradesh, now we'll see key highlights. Uttar Pradesh Real Estate Regulation Authority, that is UP RERA, clarified the procedure for GST refund available to eligible home buyers. The clarification aims to ensure transparency and reduce confusion among buyers regarding tax refund. It reinforces consumer rights in real estate sector. The move promotes better compliance by builders and developers. The decision strengthens confidence in the regulation of housing market. Now we will see key themes. Key themes are RERA, GST, consumer protection, real estate regulation, and housing sector reforms. These are the key themes. Move on to next important article of page number 7 was this one. IASSI ensures ISO 9001 certification. The key highlights are the Indian Association of Social Science Institutions, IASSI, the Indian Association of Social Science Institutions, received ISO 9001 certification. The certification recognizes quality management standards in institutional functioning. It reflects commitment to efficient administration and continuous improvement. Such certifications improve organizational credibility and governance practices. The development highlights the growing adoption of quality standards in academic institutions. Now, key themes are like ISO certification, quality management, institutional governance, social science institutions, and standardization. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next page. Before this, those who are new to this channel, please do subscribe and hit the like button. Every day we spend hours of reading the newspaper and filtering the most important articles which are very important from the point of view of exams. Please give your support. Thank you. Now we'll see page number 8, the editorial page. There are three important articles from this page. The first one was this one, study in turbulence. The key highlights are the editorial argues that despite growing geopolitical instability, India must maintain strategic partnership while preserving its policy of strategic autonomy. India's foreign policy is increasingly balancing relations with US, Russia, Europe, and global South. The article highlights the importance of India's role in an emerging multipolar world. It stresses diversification of economic and strategic partnership to reduce external vulnerabilities. The editorial highlights India's aspiration to become a leading global power through balanced diplomacy. Next, key themes are like strategic autonomy, multi-alignment, multipolar world order, India's foreign policy, and global south. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next important article was this one, the disruptive rise of India's new political generation. The key highlights are the editorial examines the rise of a new generation of political leaders influenced by digital media, social platform, and changing voter expectations. Young voters increasingly demand accountability, transparency, and performance-based governance. Political communication has shifted from traditional methods to digital outreach. And the article discusses the growing influence of youth in shaping democratic policies. And it also highlights the changing nature of electoral participation and political mobilization. Now we'll see key themes: youth and democracy, political participation, digital politics, electoral behavior, and governance reforms. Now move on to next important article of page number 8 was this one. India US defense tech ties. Big ambitions, little deliveries. The key highlights are: the editorial evaluates the process of India US defense technology cooperation, noting that implementation has lagged behind political commitments. It discusses initiatives such as ISET, that is Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies, and the IndusX Defense Innovation Framework. The article argues that transfer technology transfer, co-development and co-production remains limited, and it stresses the need to strengthen defense manufacturing under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Greater collaboration is considered important for India-Pacific security and technological competitiveness. Now we'll see the key themes related to this article are: India-US strategic partnership, ISET, Index X, defense technology, and Atmanirbhar Bharat. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next important article from next page, that is page number 9. There are two important articles from this page. The first one was this: the dangers of being a cool teacher. The article discusses how excessive dependence on AI powered educational tools and the pressure to become a cool teacher may weaken the traditional teacher student relationship. It argues that technology should assist, not replace, teachers' pedagogical and ethical responsibilities. The editorial raises concern about algorithm driven education, student privacy, and reduced human interaction. It highlights the need for balancing innovation with critical thinking and value based education. The article supports responsible integration of artificial intelligence into classrooms. Now, key themes are like artificial intelligence in education, digital learning, educational ethics, data privacy, and National Education Policy 2020. Move on to next important article was this one: Telangana's political lingo needs a reset. The key highlights are: the editorial argues that political disclosure in Telangana has increasingly shifted towards personal attacks rather than issue-based debate. It stresses the importance of healthy democratic dialogue and constructive criticism. The article highlights that civil political communication strengthens democratic institutions. It advocates greater focus on governance, public policy, accountability instead of personality-based politics. Respectable public disclosure is presented as essential for democratic maturity. Now we'll see key themes: democratic values, political ethics, good governance, accountability, and electoral democracy. These are the key themes related to this article. Now move on to next important article from page number 10. There are two important articles from this page. The first one was: what is meant by trial in absentia? The article explains the trial in absentia introduced under the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, that is BNSS 2023. It allows courts to conduct trial without physical presence of the accused in specific circumstances, especially when the accused is declared a proclaimed offender and deliberately evades the legal process. The law includes safeguards such as legal representation by an advocate and the right to appeal after conviction. The objective is to prevent fugitive from delaying or frustrating criminal proceedings. The provision seeks to balance speedy justice with fair trial rights. The key themes are: BNSS 2023, that is Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, criminal justice reforms, trial in absentia, fair trial, and rule of law. These are the key themes related to this article. Move on to next important article from page number 10 was this one. The Gaganyaan crew module is built to survive. The key highlights are: the article explains the engineering behind ISRO's Gaganyaan crew module, designed to safely carry Indian astronauts to space and back. The crew module is built to withstand extreme temperature, high pressure, vibrations, and atmospheric re-entry. It cooperates advanced thermal protection systems, parachutes, floating devices, and life support systems. The design ensures astronaut safety during launch, orbital operations, re-entry, and sea recovery. The Gaganyaan represents a major step towards India's human spaceflight capability. Now, key themes are: Gaganyaan mission, human space flight, ISRO, crew module, and space technology. These are the key themes related to this article. Move on to page number 11. There are only one important article from this page. The important article was how protein biosensors can shrink the timeline of medical emergencies. The key highlights are: the article explains how protein biosensors are transforming diseases diagnosis by enabling rapid detection of disease specific proteins, that is biomarkers. Researchers are increasingly using aptamers, that is synthetic DNA or RNA molecules, instead of antibodies because they are cheaper, more stable, highly specific, and easier to manufacture. Protein biosensors can identify biomarkers associated with conditions such as sepsis, cancer, cardiovascular disease, neurological disorders, and infectious diseases. Early detection through biosensors can significantly reduce the time required for diagnosis, improving emergency medical response and treatment outcomes. The technology has applications in point of care diagnostics, wearable health devices, personalized medicine, environmental monitoring, and food safety. The key themes related to this article are: biosensors, aptamers, biomarkers, point of care diagnostics, biotechnology in healthcare, precision medicine, and medical innovation. And last important key theme was disease detection technologies. These are the very important key themes which have high chances of coming in the upcoming exams. Those who are new to this channel, please do like, subscribe, and hit the like button. Thank you. With this, we end this live session. Please, you go through newspaper and read these articles. Thank you.